Hi, y'all.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Boys and girls.
Men and women of all ages.
This is Legit Heat.
Yes, it is.
And we are here.
Episode 39, I believe.
Is it 39?
I think so.
We're
We're getting there.
so close to 50.
We're getting that big.
40.
We're getting that 40. We're gonna have that.
Big foes.
Gonna have to get a finger up the butt soon.
Hey, yo.
It happens when you're 40. The
What
doctor's
the
gotta check.
fuck?
Is that what it is? Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's
Oh, fuck,
right.
come on.
Fuck.
Yeah, I know, but damn, don't let us think about that yet.
I'm just warning you, man. I'm closer than all y'all, but fuck.
I mean, wait, how old are you again?
I'll be 35 this year.
Oh my God, yes, you are right.
Oh,
Holy fuck.
shit, man.
I thought I was the
Poor
oldest one
Scotty,
here.
man. Fuck, dude.
5 more
I-
years until I can. Never mind.
Fuck those guys, bro. Fuck those guys.
Dead ass.
All right. We're here to talk about the very... What would you guys give World's End out of 10?
Honestly, I barely watched. I'm not gonna hold you. I was busy doing other things. But from what I could watch, I give it a 7 out of 10, and that's me being nice.
I can't go much higher than that either because the first half just kind of sucked real bad.
I'm going to give it a very, very, very generous 6.4 out of 10.
Not 6.4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4,
Or
3, 4
6.9.
out of 10.
Nice.
On some Keith Lee
6.9
shit.
is a little too sexy.
That's fair.
And I don't want to give the show a...
You don't want to give it make it. Though I mean, I will
He
say,
gave it his honest review. Thank you. Have a nice day.
like the Julia Hart match and beyond it, I think it was good. But before that, it's
I could agree.
You know?
I could agree. Yeah. How do we feel about the matches overall? Like, so you're saying from that match and on, it was
I would say that's mostly where the 7
like a
comes
good
from.
turning point.
Yeah, because I would probably say if not, because I honestly I would say lower. I would say maybe like a maybe a high 5, low 6, maybe.
really? Yeah,
honestly,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean I'll be critical. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it didn't really have much to kind of go off of, at least from what I felt. It
Though
was
the 8-man was good though with Brody King and all the Continental people.
Oh no, yeah, that's definitely true for sure. I was just more of like, I felt like that was just a match that we can go without, but it is what it is. Like same thing with the Miro and Andrade one. That was a slapper, but
That was a slapper.
I could have probably said I can see this on Dynamite if anything.
It was a loser leaves and goes back to WWE.
Yeah, apparently, because then Andrade's like, thank you for my time, and I want to thank Sting, I want to thank Darby, I want to
He's
thank
out.
all these other people. But yeah, no, my man's is out. He's gonna go back to work with his better half. And
15-time women's world champion wife.
yeah, and then Miro gets to stay where he is and admire his hot wife.
Hot flexible wife.
Yes, hot flexible wife. But yeah, that match was pretty good. It was a slapper. I was very impressed with that one. But obviously, it's Andrade and Miro. They're very good wrestlers.
I mean, there was definitely points I kind of nodded off. I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, the Edge and the Adam Copeland and Christian Cage shit was
Call him
like
Edge. It's okay.
That I kind of enjoyed it. I thought it was. I mean,
Yeah, no.
they beat the tar out of each other.
No, they did, and there was a spot with the table. The
Yep.
table didn't break.
Call
but,
back.
Yeah,
too.
that was a pretty
Yeah,
botched move.
yeah.
It sucked.
but I didn't get like the ending was a little awkward to me.
Yeah,
the final. I guess I don't know.
This is why I feel like, and this is just kind of like a theory, Kill Switch, also known as Luchasaurus, my man's is going to turn on him because I don't think he wanted to give him that contract.
No,
he
it
didn't.
showed. The body language showed.
Yeah.
Goes along with the storytelling and all of that.
But I mean, in a way, it makes sense because the most what was his nickname in the WWE? The something opportunist.
The ultimate
Ultimate
opportunist.
Opportunist.
He was the first.
yes.
He was the first one to use the Money in the Bank cash in thing. So I mean,
So it's kind of reminiscent on
Kinda,
that one.
yeah.
And I was very
he's playing
surprised.
off the hits, kind of.
Yeah, no. And I was very surprised that Battle Royal that Luchasaurus won, Kill Switch, whatever you want to call him, that was for a contract for a TNT Championship match anytime, anywhere. And I'm like, oh, I mean, I understand that it's for a TNT Championship like opportunity, but I'm like, him winning that plus the anytime, anywhere thing, I was like, yeah, it kind of had the writing on the walls. Like you can tell that Edge was going to beat Christian, But then afterwards, it was kind of like, yeah, we're going to screw the man over with using this technique because it's like Killswitch is going to give him the contract because he's going to demand it, and we're going to beat Edge up, and then next thing you know, he takes his title back. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was strange. I remember being at first a little confused, but I don't know. I would say it was overall fine, you know? But I know what you're saying. It was like, I feel like they may have had a different plan going in and something maybe changed. Or like
Probably.
Or like maybe they, I don't know, called an audible.
Yeah, I can see it with that happening. But I know for a fact that this whole feud with Christian is not over with Edge.
No, they'll have, because technically now it's Christian's up by 1.
True.
If you are.
And then I'm pretty sure because of the whole Luchasaurus thing, I'm pretty sure he's seen the light, meaning Jungle Boy's coming back pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm thinking Jack Perry is actually going to go back to Jungle Boy because of the whole trademark thing, first of all. Second of all, yeah, he's probably had some time to be like, I acted like a Hollywood douchebag for a little bit too long.
Gimmick got to his head.
It just didn't. It just
fit
wasn't hitting.
Yeah.
It really
wasn't hitting at all, man.
Like my man, go back to yeah, just go back to that,
was
bro.
good. That was good.
That's where you were getting your money. Like I'm not dissing you because I'm a fan of Jungle Boy. That was where he was getting his
bread, bro.
Like Jack Perry, I don't know what the fuck that was. Like that's your real government name. I commend you for that one, but
that's how you get over, yo. You create things with the fans.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, pretty much. Like that's how you get your bread and butter. You're gonna be world champion one day. Just wait on it. But go back to the original sauce, please.
Let's talk about MJF versus Samoa Joe and how Samoa Joe beat him clean.
Clean.
Oh yeah, no.
Capital C, clean.
He's out. Like, I just want to break all of this down. Break down that match, what happened after the match, and then Dynamite. But I want to start with the fact that Samoa Joe, before anything happened, Samoa Joe beat MJF clean. So to me, that was like, he's out.
See, I did agree with you before, but that thing that he wrote for the Players Tribune or whatever it was, that thing, I don't know. I feel like that to me sounded like he is happy from where he, maybe not be happy where he is, but he feels like AEW was the spot to give him that platform.
He owes them a lot. I think that's all that says.
Maybe.
Honestly, but you know, there's a lot of ways to interpret this.
Yeah, no, I feel like this was the right call. And I think I called this too. I was kind of calling that Samoa Joe was going to beat MJF in his hometown.
BT Dubs, I'm not saying Samoa Joe 100% is worthy of beating people clean. I just did not expect that.
I mean, no, fair. Sure. That's fair. I mean,
booking anybody against MJF to beat MJF clean in this run that he had.
Very true.
I mean, I feel like not that it's hard to beat Joe because it would be shenanigans if anything, but like it's hard to beat Joe clean. You know? Unless you're another big man.
Yeah, no, because normally this man competes in big meaty men matches.
Yeah,
but
yes, he does.
But yeah, no, you're definitely right. Like as anyone that's not a big man has a very hard time of beating Samoa Joe because he's that damn good. But I was like, I also feel like it's been a long time since he's been that top guy. Like I feel like WWE had that last of it when he beat Karrion for the NXT Championship. But even then, that wasn't like the WWE Championship.
I still think he should have had that feud with Brock, but that's
he should have won. Honestly, he should have won when he faced Brock at that Big Balls of Fire pay-per-view.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
That really was the name of a pay-per-view.
It was. Yeah, look it up.
Dark
kids.
Days.
Yeah.
Very fucking dark days indeed.
But yeah, no, I was on that bandwagon of Samoa Joe should have won that. They should have treated Samoa Joe a lot better in terms of main event talent when he was on the main roster. Mm-hmm. And obviously, injuries come into play, and then obviously he took that side role in terms of like announcer and all this other bullshit. But it's just like, look where he's at in AEW. He hasn't had that problem yet.
Yeah.
Like, knock on wood that he doesn't ever again. But it's just like, bro, now he's finally worked his way to being the top guy. Like, now he's AEW World Champion. I'm like, thank God for that because he really is that caliber.
I think so too. I agree. I thought it was so we're gonna hop around a little bit with this part, but I thought it was so fucking gangster how he just straight up was like, like out of nowhere, just went on a whole fucking rant. The reporter asked him something, but he goes, Hangman Adam Page can get it. He's like fucking.
Naming
who else did he bring
Swerve.
up? Swerve.
Yep.
He was like, I'll beat. What did he say? He said, "I'll whoop Hangman's ass."
Yeah, it's like
Swerve. He's like, Swerve can get it.
Yeah, no, 'cause I think he was asked about like, oh, who could be like your potential next opponent. He's like, anyone. Like, I'm really about to give anyone these fucking hands.
Yeah,
like, he's really about this life, and I'm like,
it
you know
felt
what?
almost a little. What I liked at the end of that, and it was clever. This was the clever thing about it that I really appreciated was the fact that he was like. He said something that almost made it feel like he was addressing past dramas in AEW, the real life dramas, where he was he was like, everybody wants to fight, or what did he say, Scotty? He was like,
I don't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah. He said something along the lines of like, everybody wants to fight everybody, but nobody wants to fight me, and I'm like,
no,
I think that was like the ending part of what he was saying, and I'm like, that is hilarious because. Figuratively, it is true. Like, who the fuck wants to fight Samoa Joe?
He's a believable. He is the Samoa Joe was, and now I would say now that he's been in mainstream since like signing with NXT and everything. He's almost like a Samoan version of that. But in the indies, is it fair to say that Samoa Joe was the indie Brock Lesnar?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I believe it.
Like Ring of Honor. Everything before that, everything during that, like like he's just one of those wrestlers that you do not fuck with.
He had he had an undefeated streak in Ring of Honor for a little while.
Yeah, I think so. We'll look.
This is a man who had me hearing about like he was the reason why I was tuning into TNA because I was hearing about what he was doing.
Oh,
don't
become
him and AJ Styles were running.
Don't try to say you watched TNA. You always told me that you never did.
During that time that you and Scotty that you and Gary were fucking,
yeah,
yo, hell no. But TNA, I'm saying like when I don't think Samoa Joe wasn't like prime Samoa Joe then when you guys were trying to get me to watch.
No, he was still young. He was still like in his mid.
This was 20s. No, but he was. When I'm telling him, this was back in like what 2013 when we were doing the podcast.
Yeah.
No, 2015.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was prime TNA Samoa Joe. Then.
I mean, as soon as Kurt went over, him and that match that him and Kurt had, that kind of, for me anyway.
Yeah, that was, that was crazy.
Shout out Perk Angle, yeah.
But I'm saying like the reason, I'm saying like the reason why I tuned into TNA like back in 2000 and, man, 2008, 2009.
Yeah, that's when. Yeah,
I was hearing about this guy, and I was like, all right, let me tune into this other show, this secondary show, and he's fucking phenomenal. Him and AJ and all those guys.
That's what I'm saying. Like that was such a time, but that was literally just the beginning of what that man's whole career was going to be like, showing like catapulting into.
I might have you link me that match later, Scotty. By the way.
Oh yeah, I will. He so his undefeated streak in Ring of Honor was 21 months from March of 2003 to December 2004.
Crazy.
That is insane. That's a literal whole year.
Yeah,
it's believable. Look at him.
Yeah,
still.
Yeah.
How old is he?
I think he's at 40 something.
And I love it. Yo, I do love this for him. It sucks.
44.
44.
44.
And he still moves the way he does.
He's a fat man that conditions at an extreme level. He conditions at
that's a big boy.
Okay,
big
sorry, big boy.
Hey, you know what? Big man.
Yeah.
Big man, even better. That's a big man that conditions like LeBron James.
Yeah.
Yo, he's fucking crazy, bro.
He probably doesn't spend that much, but yeah.
He's one of them big niggas I see in the sauna for like an hour, and I'm only in there for like 20 minutes. Like, yo, Joe, what are you doing? Like,
yeah, right.
Like, mind your business. That's what. Like, hey, yo.
I will say it is great that we have two world champions that are both Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that's yo.
I mean, even though I be calling him Pacific Island Joseph, but yeah, you're right.
Shut the fuck up. You guys are This is the real. I know it is. This is Friday's
Pacific
real.
Island Joseph.
Oh my god.
Polynesian Island Joseph.
Shout out to Samoa Joe, man. Like we break these things. We break all of these shows down unbiasedly. You've heard us fucking say AEW is better than WWE. You've heard us during times like now where we feel like the WWE product is better, and it sucks that AEW is where it's at. I'm really hoping, for the sake of competition and because Samoa Joe deserves it, that him as world champion makes the roster hungry.
Yes.
Because I think that if it's true, and we're gonna get into this soon, I think that if it's true that MJF is out, then now because and as much as I'm a MJF fan, I want to break this down. With him leaving, that kind of if he has left or is leaving, I think that before World's End, the whole roster as a whole probably looked at it and was like the morale, so to speak, has to get affected a little bit. Do we agree? Or?
I can see that because I mean, as much as we do love MJF, he did get a lot of camera time, which is fine. That's just, I mean, that's how the show went. That's how his title reign was. I mean, the world champion, he should be on the show a lot. But
so I think that him leaving, if assuming he's out, and we're gonna get into it, I think that messes with the morale a little bit, and I'm hoping that a champion like Samoa Joe brings AEW back to, it makes the roster hungry. And he is a professional wrestler, who can do that to a roster, I think.
Yeah.
He's a big dog. Like, not to make a connection to the other big dog Samoan world champion, but he's a big dog.
I mean,
again, the connection.
I mean, I'm going to just kind of put some things down. Like, you really think that he's out? MJF is out?
Like
Before we get into that, I wanted to ask you guys something else. How long do you think Samoa Joe's title reign is going to last, and who is he going to lose it to?
I give it, he's going to beat MJF's streak.
Nah.
You don't think he's going to hold it for that long?
I just said what I said, and I love Samoa Joe, but I don't think he's holding that title for that long.
I feel like there's a lot of people on the cuffs of kind of coming up in AEW, so I don't think he should hold it that long. But I also don't know who would beat him.
See, and that's the other issue too. It's like, and that was something that I was also going to bring up too after I kind of asked you the MJF question, was just more of
who do you see beating him? I guess after you ask me whatever you're going to ask me.
Well, no, it's not as just more like say. It's more of like it kind of coincides with that too. I don't think there's anyone there yet because they haven't been pushing the right people substantially. Like, for example, Swerve is technically the only living person that I can think of that can take that off of him.
Same.
However,
that's my answer.
I was going to say either maybe Swerve or maybe Jay White.
Yeah, those two. However, now they are intertwined into something else completely.
I think Swerve is more believable, but Jay White has the heel aspect where, he can use it.
But Swerve, all of a sudden now, he's probably going to start beating the dog shit out of Hangman again because Hangman put hands on him again. And I'm just like...
Why are they doing that again?
I think because of the whole fact that...
They had a classic.
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
Let me also go back to last week's episode real quick. Rewind. I kind of need to fucking honorable mention the fact that Hangman versus Swerve is a match of the year candidate for 2023.
Sure.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Someone online I saw tried to compare them or said that they were trying to compare them to Swerve and Hangman. That is to Rock and Austin.
Yeah, I saw that too, and I really was about to gag and be like, "We're not doing this.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
we're not doing
but
this.
it's great, but we're not doing that.
No,
and I think that Swerve is in a different class. I'm sorry, and I know a lot of people on the internet are gonna come for me, but I think Swerve. I just enjoy Swerve more than Hangman. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
All around.
I like Hangman.
I like Hangman.
Hangman, but I like
Cowboy
Swerve
shit,
a
baby.
little more. I like Swerve a little more.
Fair.
I mean, do you like him because
he's just showing a different level? That's great, but it's one of those things where, all right, how do I say? Seth Rollins, there's been times in his career where it gets a little bland. Yes,
True.
Sure.
All right, so now he has this song, this sing my song thing, and this swagger to him, and he's over as fuck. Why? Because he's fucking talented as fuck in the ring. He's good on the mic. When you add that to it, it's stardom. I think that's what's happening with Swerve right now, is that Swerve is great in the ring. He's good on the mic.
His song's catchy.
His song is catchy, and now you have that fucking the dance thing.
Yep.
And now I'm not saying he's at stardom, but he's reaching that.
I mean, I would say it's probably one of the first organic kind of like pushes.
Because you guys would agree that he's great in the ring and he's good on the mic.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I just feel like this didn't come from Tony. This came from the fans. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And this is one of those things, like, shout out to Frank.
Oh, yes.
And this is one of those things where, shout out to Frank, he's one of those guys where it's like he got it himself.
Right.
Like Swerve, Tony, like you said, Tony didn't do this. Like Swerve is one of those guys who he gets to AEW. It was kind of I remember it happened like before I went to the first Arthur Ashe show, and like it was one of those things where it was a bit underwhelming. Everybody was kind of like, oh, who is this guy? Oh, this is the guy from NXT, hit row guy. And it's like when you're attached to that, it's hard to be taken seriously. But now you got to admire the fact that he went from that to this, and he's gotten a little bit bigger too.
He has, yeah.
No, yeah, he definitely put on a lot of weight last year just because he wanted to be more heavyweight in terms of to pursue that.
And he's still moving.
Yeah.
The way he did before.
He basically did the Will Ospreay treatment because remember, Will Ospreay put on some weight. Mans was a twig.
Kenny.
Yeah. Yep. And then they all put on weight because they're like, I need to be taken more seriously. I need to be more physically like up there. Yep. So yeah,
they're figuring out ways to hybrid back in the day shit, how it used to be back in the day, and how it was just a couple years ago where the small guys are fucking on top. Now they're hybriding that together and saying, you know what, we can be fucking jacked and also move the way we move.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Randy Orton at his age.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he doesn't move like he used to, but I mean, Jay White's another example of that too, of how he went from skinny boy to jacked.
Mm-hmm. I do think Swerve is next in line. I think it'd be stupid if anybody else was before him.
I see that.
Sadly, that's what we're looking at because of the Hangman side quest.
I don't think the Hangman side quest. I'm not saying Swerve should fucking take it right away. I'm not saying that at all. Give Samoa Joe a good run.
Yeah.
Have him have some dream matches. I read a report side quest here that Bryan Danielson is going to reach a point very soon where he's only wrestling like 4 or 5 matches a year from what he said.
Yeah.
I could be wrong about that.
I heard something similar. I think he was like, 5 to 10 matches a year.
Okay, yeah. So 5 to 10 matches a year. So in AEW terms is like part-time.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of needs to. The man's been running himself ragged.
I want to see some. The only thing I want to see out of the Samoa Joe run, it doesn't have to be a long run, is some dream matches again. Him and Bryan Danielson, him and Jay White, maybe Adam Cole whenever he's at a point,
when he's back at it, yeah.
But I do have a feeling that if and only if anyone takes it before Swerve, it's Adam Cole because of the posse that he has with him now.
Oh yeah, the bootleg undisputed era.
You mean Swolverine and Gates of Agony?
Before we get into this, by the way, I just want to point out, if you have a fucking Texas death match, that's the last match. That's the finale. Literally. Don't have any more matches.
Yeah.
I don't get that. That's what pisses me off about the Hangman and Swerve thing, because we know that they can put on a banger, but it's like, I thought the Texas death match was like the final boss.
Yeah, literally.
It felt it.
Yeah, because when Hangman and John Moxley did it, they'd never looked at each other again after
right.
that.
Yeah.
I feel like the only and just to kind of be the end all for this part of the conversation is I feel like the only reason this is a thing again is because of the ending of that.
Yeah.
Swerve basically took 2 and Hangman has none.
Yep.
So it's like 2-0. I'm like, all right, do we want to go for the full sweep here? Or Hangman wants to get his lick back and be like, I'm going to get my 1, and then I'm going to be done with it. It's like, no,
because then that means rubber match, and
it's not even a rubber match anymore. It's like, this is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
we
crazy.
don't need this again.
It's fucking crazy.
Literally, you ended this in the perfect way. And this is another issue that I have with AEW in terms of they really don't know how to end their feuds properly. Like, they really just like to extend forever into shit. And it's just, we don't need that. No, not with these two men.
No.
Let them do other things. Like, please, let Hangman go beat the dog shit out of Orange Cassidy for all I care. Or Eddie Kingston. Pursue one of those 2 titles. Let Swerve go do his thing and pursue Samoa Joe at this point because he's really adamant about becoming the first black AEW world champion. Like,
he deserves it, but I think I don't know. I feel like, especially because he doesn't have that's another guy that I don't think has much time in him left either. Is I think Adam Cole will probably take it before Swerve does.
Adam Cole is literally our age. He is fine.
Yo, but he's fucked up. I know he's our age, but he's fucked up.
I mean, if he takes one more vicious bump to the head, then most likely, but I don't think so. I think he's pretty sure as to what he's doing for the rest of his 30s and early 40s if he decides to extend it that long. Like, God bless for being able to keep it up that long, but still, like, I don't know.
Speaking of Adam,
Adam!
how do we feel about the review?
I feel like it kind of really, if you're really kind of putting it like a, knife to the head, it's the one that made the most sense.
It did make the most sense. And what I saw on the internet was some, and this, as usual, wrestling for the most part, it's like mixed reactions and stuff. But what I saw on the internet a lot was like people complaining about it being too predictable. And it's like sometimes things in wrestling are predictable because we've become very smart to the fact that it is written, it's predetermined. A lot of us are really good at using our imaginations, and we figure shit out. Yeah. But sometimes that's part now that because we're like that, we're so smart with it. It's things that make, like you said, make the most sense. What the fuck else were they supposed to do?
I don't know. Make Jack Perry the devil?
No. Are you fucking serious?
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
No, you're not.
You're not serious.
I am.
You are not serious.
There was no one else aside from those two guys, at least in my opinion.
Yeri, you're not being a serious person right now.
Come on. How
that could have been a nice push for him. Come
you
on,
are
I'm
not.
Give me a half of a reason why Jack Perry would have been it, because I don't think there's any reason.
I mean,
I'm gonna get my Brian Cox on right now. You are not being a serious person.
You're not a serious person right now.
Jeez. I'll stand 10 toes on that, but that's another discussion.
I like that you stand 10 toes.
Yeah, man. I'm standing on business. Come on now.
Yo.
Yeah, come on now.
What the fuck, Jack Perry? All right.
I mean, it could have been him, but like I said, yeah, that's me being not predictable. Since we're being predictable, yes, Adam Cole is the perfect candidate because it's like he's the one that's been by his side up until he legitimately broke his ankle.
Thank you. You are admitting that it makes the most sense.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying to be predictable, yes, it makes the most sense, but I didn't want to be predictable. I was actually saying, oh, it could be Jack. I had that wild-ass theory, and I'm like, it's okay.
I think I'm going to side with Scotty on this one and hold that thought. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm going to side with you on this one and say that I think it makes the most sense because it's the perfect way that if he is gone, this is the perfect way to write him off.
Yeah,
I have to do it with his boy.
I also don't think he's gone.
Let's get into that then.
I'm on the fence.
Let's get into that then.
Yeah,
he's out.
That motherfucker's injured.
Cole,
he is not out, though.
Adam Cole said he's never coming back.
Storyline, bro. Come on. Hook, line, and sinker.
You think they got me?
Maybe.
Yeah,
you think they got me?
Possibly.
Chop bet?
Oh, don't. I ain't been on that one, but you two want to do that?
See, normally I don't do these.
Oh, shit.
But.
Too sweet me then.
Firm handshake,
Just one chop.
Yeah, literally just one chop.
Give it to me, baby. Let's go.
One chop.
One chop. I don't know when we'll find out the results of this, but we have this on the internet now. So
it'd be so crazy if we do our Rumble party, which we will announce very, very soon in the next couple weeks here live from the studio.
Live in the studio.
The home of the Later Gators.
Yes, sir.
I don't think we're Later Gators anymore.
We are Later Gators.
We are Later Gators for life.
For life.
Damn,
Let's go.
We got to rep EP4L. Damn. But all right.
EP.
No, it could change.
We moved.
I thought it was 4PF for
it's
life.
Branson.
Okay.
I'd be so fucking. It'd be hilarious because we'd be absolutely wasted at our first fucking pay-per-view party.
Fair. Yeah, true.
If MJF came out and I just gave you at the Rumble and I just
had
gave
to get
you
a chop.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Right,
In front of the people.
Imagine Triple H pays for the theme.
Oh, that's his, by the way.
Oh,
I read that online quickly. That is his.
It's like from what I heard, it's like a Microsoft like Excel, no, not Excel, but like it's like a program music. It's like
he's out, nigga.
Yeah.
He is out.
Honestly,
Yo.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone like a Ricky Starks would be out before MJF.
What?
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna put that on anything, but like
I mean, his contract is also up this year.
I think so.
It is.
That's also someone who's also very good friends.
That's
with
an
Cody.
AEW for life, though, guy. I think.
Ricky.
Ricky? No, I don't.
You don't think so?
I can see it half and half. Like I can see Ricky.
Pick one, Yeri. What the fuck?
I'm giving you the pro.
Stand on business, Yuri. Fuck.
I stand on
This
business.
is not
with Jack
very
Perry.
10 toe. This is not very.
I stand 10
Yeri
toes down on
10
Jack Perry.
toes.
All right.
The fuck? I stand 10 toes on that. I'm trying to
Motherfucker.
clarify with fucking
10 toes
Ricky.
Gary out here. I'm gonna give you both sides.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you both sides, motherfucker.
You sound like my confused ass. Fucking
yeah.
I don't know if I'm
MJF
fucking.
leaving.
I don't know if I'm fucking liberal or conservative. Like what the fuck?
God.
Just stand on business.
I stand on business when I say Jack Perry could have been the devil, but they didn't book him that way, and that's okay. But not really at the same time, because what the fuck? What are we doing here? And then we put fucking Hangman with fucking Swerve again.
He's giving
This is
camera.
terrible booking. This is the reason why AEW is so bad.
He's giving camera 2 the look of death.
He is standing right at you.
Y'all niggas better book this shit better. Cause I'm not liking this. He might shoot the studio up. He might go postal. I saw a video of Kurt Angle pulling out a fucking strap earlier to fucking give the one I sent you guys. I think.
Yes, yeah.
Fucking yo. This is one of those
Unreal.
This is one of those like rare fucking today in history moments on legit heat, even though it wasn't today in history. We're just looking back real quick.
calling it
Throwback
that, yeah.
Thursday.
Reminiscing.
He really pulled out on a SmackDown, on a regular SmackDown, I'm pretty sure. He pulled out a fucking strap to tranquilize Big Show.
Pull a tranquilizer gun and tranquilize.
That's one of
Big
those
Show.
moments
Quote,
as a
unquote.
kid where I was like, Kurt is in my top 5. He's a dog. Like he's.
I mean, that was before Perk Angle too, man.
that was-
Before he started-
yeah.
He was acting a menace before he popped the perk.
It wasn't too. Honestly, it
yes,
wasn't.
he was.
Honestly, it wasn't too before. It was maybe like honestly within a year or two.
According to the documentary, it was like he probably was already doing perks. but-
Probably.
Okay, that was the beginning of Perk Angle because we didn't really see peak Perk Angle till TNA,
Until he
and
did
that
it.
was
Because if you notice, I didn't see the whole documentary yet, but if you notice, like right after the Chris Benoit thing happened and right after they started doing drug tests and shit, I'm not saying this is the main reason why, but all of
saying
a
it's
sudden,
related.
the fact that they didn't
Kurt
do
Angle
drug
dipped
testing,
from ECW from WWE's ECW to TNA.
Yeah, that was yeah.
the fact that they didn't do drug testing prior to that happening is kind of beyond me. I'm just like, so you're just going to ignore the fact that people are taking steroids and perks and any other
Whatever
drug?
floats the boat, the big fucking empire that was WWE at the time.
Yeah,
bro.
and then they started
Crazy.
drug testing. Like, bitch, what the fuck? You already had someone that killed their whole family. You had Eddie dying, R.I.P. What else happened? Like, so much other shit has happened.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Like, wasn't Brian Pillman on some shit too?
That was a few years before.
Oh, okay, never mind. But still, he was signed, and shit happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. All right, back to what we were actually fucking talking about. What did this man?
I just sent you the match. before I
Oh,
forgot.
my boy, it's on. Let's fucking go.
2006, Kurt Angle
Versus
Samoa
Samoa
Joe
Joe.
at Genesis TNA.
I remember this. I have not fucking watched
I got
it
it too, 'cause I'm in the
since.
group chat.
Literally. Let's talk about. So yeah, I'm solid on MJF coming to WWE. Still, these guys are
No, he ain't going.
Yeah, he's not going.
No, he's not going.
Yeah, I don't.
Let's talk about the kind of mid that was saved by the main event and a surprise return. I was surprised by who it was. Day one.
Or day one, yeah.
I had hopes that it was Big E.
What do we give that out of 10?
I give that I give that a 6.5555555 out of 10. Thank you. God bless.
You could hear the audible gasp of the entire audience the second Jinder Mahal's music hit.
Yes, that was funny.
And it was so fucking funny.
That was hilarious. I like how they did that.
I feel like WWE has gotten really good at this, and it's
yes.
they troll real well, and they actually know how to not keep a surprise, but like they know how to swerve us.
They do. They
Which
do.
is
Triple H
what
has
I-
mastered that.
Right, which I think AW can definitely learn a little bit from. But yeah, I think they're getting good at trolling.
You can't fucking surprise anybody when Tony Khan's like, Tony Khan, I just want to let you know this is an announcement about the fact that I have an announcement
right.
about somebody possibly coming back. Like, bro.
It's my Tony. Oh yeah, take it. Yeah, do your Tony Khan impression with that. The fucking mountain.
Oh God, is this his fucking water, Yeri? I just realized it. Fuck, I can't drink this.
Whose water?
I think it might be.
Tony Khan drinks that water.
No, I think he drinks Essentia.
Nah,
It was a green
I
bottle.
drink
don't-
Essentia.
Oh yeah, I mean I do too. But on a good day, I drink Mountain Valley.
Fuck.
And so do you.
I'm
right
gonna look
now.
like a fucking cokehead who has no idea what he's doing with his company.
What the fuck? How do you correlate? You know what?
He drinks this water. Nah, let me stop. We got love for Tony sometimes, man. He's just a little embarrassing.
Drink water. What the fuck?
He's just a little embarrassing. That's all.
Yeah,
drink your water, kids. It's good for you.
Taking a hydration break.
Valley, but yeah, nice
hydration break.
To drink water.
There we go. You could really fill these with coquito if you want to.
I'm the only sensible one that has a refillable one, so.
That's true. You know what? We're fucking shitty people.
You know what?
We are. Honestly.
You know what I'm gonna get?
What are you gonna get?
I'm gonna buy a Stanley.
Christ.
You're gonna wait at 4 a.m. like these fucking white bitches trying to get the pink and red ones.
What the fuck is that?
Have
I've heard of it.
You want to know what's worse? StockX reselling Stanley tumblers.
Stop it.
You want to know how much it was? $175.
Fuck.
You want to know how much it originally cost?
$13. Yeah.
Stop it.
I'm not even kidding, bro. I'll show you
Price.
Oh my god.
That's like.
What did you give day one out of 10?
I give it a 6.5555.
I'm gonna give day one a 6.1.
Yeah. Solid. I'll give it a solid 6 because the only thing that was good was Rocky's.
Rocky and the main event. The main event was good.
I'll be honest. I fell asleep during the main event.
Yeah,
I
did.
I did.
I mean, it was a tough road to get through, bro. Honestly, like, why was Punk not there?
Yeah, Punk has been very scarce lately. I don't know. Why.
I'm not a big fan of that.
No.
Not a big fan. I'm not gonna lie. Yes, he did some holiday stuff, which was cool, but like, motherfuckers couldn't see him on TV.
Yeah.
Maybe he's low key part time.
He could be. He could be.
Not a big fan of that. You're not gonna be my champion like that. I love Punk, but you're not gonna be my not my world champion.
No,
you can go take the belt from Roman if you want and take that belt.
Yeah, but that's a part-time championship.
If they leave that as an option.
I mean, they could. That's really what they could. They could turn it into.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, one belt could turn into part-time while the other turns full-time too. There's no real.
Because we're mentioning belts, I think we didn't address the elephant in the room, and that is The Rock's last few words to us. He don't want to sit in a chair right over here. He don't want to sit in a booth.
Not at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Not the bar. Mm-hmm. Where?
At the head of the table.
Yeah.
And that right there is all you really need to know. And that's also very sad for Cody. Because
what's up with these fucking
memes?
Yeah, the memes have been crazy.
I will say the memes have been funny.
The jokes write themselves.
They're hilarious.
I said this on a previous podcast. I don't remember which one. Go back and look it up. But Cody should have won.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah. I like that. I'm gonna stand 10 toes on the fact that unpredictable finish was amazing. If Cody won, I would have been like, yay, Cody, but it's predictable.
I'm still standing on the whole fact of, like, what the fuck has Roman been able to do story-wise?
Nah, it's true. That's true. That's the only downfall to this. What is up with the fucking, like, stupid wrestling fans who think that The Rock is going to win a champion or is going to let me not say win a championship. There are wrestling fans who think that The Rock is going to face Roman Reigns in Australia at Elimination Chamber.
No, it's going to happen at
like an abundance of wrestling fans. It's happening at WrestleMania.
Actually, hold on a minute.
Oh, God.
Think about it. It's probably their first time doing a PLE.
It is. Yeah, it is. That's
a big deal.
It is a big deal, but
I'm gonna.
You know how much generational wealth will be accrued if that were the case? That would be like a WrestleMania, like 39.5 before WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, are you guys gonna get up at 4:30 in the morning to watch it?
If The Rock is on it, then yeah. I might call out of work that next day, depending on what day.
It depends on the card. I'm gonna leave it up to the card.
What day is that also?
I might just stream it at work, have it on in the background when I'm up. You know, like 4 hours later.
Yeah, fair.
But probably right when it's ending, I'll start it, and I'll start it from the beginning.
That's fair.
Okay, so it's on a Saturday. So basically, from Friday into Saturday, we're gonna have to tune in for that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'll wake up. I probably won't be working the next day anyway.
Hopefully, I'm off that Saturday. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Do we think Cody's story is actually in jeopardy?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, 100%.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yep. You add The Rock into the mix now, and he really mentioned the head of the table. I'm like, this is the closest we've gotten to a confirmation.
I think that this is a recipe for an unpredictable. Last year would have been a predictable Cody Rhodes win. I think this is a recipe. Punk being back, Rocky being back. I think that this is a recipe for a unpredictable Cody Rhodes win on Roman Reigns this year.
No,
and I'm going to tell you how it's going to happen. You want to hear this?
Give me what I want.
Because I saw, and I'm going to give you guys my solid prediction right now. From here, I'm going to stand 10 toes on this from here through fucking April.
I'm so interested in this right now.
I'm glad you are. I like the way you're sitting. You look comfortable, cozy, warm.
I mean, shout out Chambers.
Shout out to Chambers, baby. Come on.
I didn't get the memo.
I mean, it's okay. We're going to drip him out in some Chambers.
We are going to drip him out.
I'm going to holla at Kirby.
Please
We're going
do.
to drip him out in some Chambers.
I'm going to take my fucking hat off for this. I want you guys to
man,
fucking
he's really
That's how serious it is.
Look at that lineup, too.
Yeri, while you sit there as uncomfortable as you possibly can be,
wow.
I want you to listen to something.
I like that.
Oh, man.
I thought that this would happen sooner or later with Adam Pearce, and it would have worked because he would have he was the one who was taking so much of Roman's head of the table power tripping shit since the pandemic. But now it makes sense either way. Now you have somebody like Nick Aldis on SmackDown who started already showing the fact that he is over Roman Reigns' power tripping shit. And he's pretty much looking at him already and saying, yo, this is how things ran when Adam Pearce was here. I'm a different GM. Mm-hmm. So what I think we're going to see is one of two things, but either one of them is going to have the same result. Roman Reigns is going to wrestle twice at WrestleMania because Nick Aldis has this hard-on for him now because of the power tripping shit. And because of that, Roman is going to face The Rock, and then he's going to face Cody Rhodes. Roman will beat The Rock because why does Rock need that W? And then he'll lose to Cody Rhodes. And that'll be an unpredictable Cody Rhodes win because if Roman, I think you have to book it in a way that Roman and Rock go first in order for it to be unpredictable when Cody wins. Because you have Roman beat The Rock first, everybody's going to be like, there's no way Cody's beating him. He just beat The Rock.
Or let me flip it and reverse it for you.
Put my thing down, flip it and reverse it. Sorry.
Firm handshake.
That was pretty good.
That was great. I love this man. Anyway, so we're going to
put that mic in your mouth.
Put it straight in your mouth.
Put it in your mouth.
Put it deep down your gullet.
All right. Goodbye. I almost left. What the fuck is wrong with you? Anyway, what I was about to say is that we can reverse it and have Cody and Roman go first for the title, and then we see The Rock versus Roman the next night, obviously for no title because they don't need a title.
I think Roman, if you go through with Punk and Rollins at Mania the way they should probably, unless there's other plans. Punk really wants to main event one of those nights. That's at that point, you'd have to see Roman wrestle twice in one night on some Daniel Bryan shit.
Well, here is how also we can make it work. Not making Roman versus Cody the main event. Because in a sense, the way that CM Punk gets to WrestleMania is if he wins the Royal Rumble in a few weeks. And then Cody finds his way towards Roman in a different way. So we can have the first night where Roman and Cody go on for like right before Seth and CM Punk go for like maybe 20, 25 minutes, barring, but most likely 20 minutes. And then obviously that's Cody finishing his story. And then we see CM Punk and Seth kill it even better than what these two did. And then obviously that's CM Punk's redemption. And then the next night we see Roman and take on his cousin. And then, yeah, he gets that one up because he just lost the night before. So, yeah, you're right. The Rock doesn't end up winning in this. He just ends up pushing his cousin to the moon even more than what he was before without a title at that point.
My only gripe with it is I just would like to know, Jimmy, what type of indica or drug are you on that makes you think the man that has only had a 54 match total since he won the title wrestled 2 nights in a row? That's just that I don't.
You answered your own question in your question. Aside from it making sense story wise with the Nick Aldis shit that I just mentioned,
sure,
because he only wrestled so many times, he should wrestle at WrestleMania twice.
Okay.
Yeah, that
okay. I don't hate that. Yeah.
Pulling double duty is the only way that we'll see both of these scenarios happening, because that's the only way that it'll make sense.
And you know what?
I don't know how that would go over
If
internally with like I feel like Rollins would have a problem with that.
No, because he still would.
No, so yeah. What I'm thinking is, in order for Punk and Rollins to main event, assuming that that's what's gonna happen,
yeah,
Roman would have to wrestle twice in one night. I think that that's the Nick Aldis thing. That's like the way to really catapult this. Like, Nick Aldis is not fucking around with Roman Reigns.
Okay,
how you wrap that up? So we'll see.
Well, we'll see. Yeah, I'm here for it. Though.
I do like it though. I think it works. I think it also, assuming that Roman Reigns is gonna go away for a little while after WrestleMania, I think that this will please a lot of the fans that think Roman doesn't do a lot if he wrestles twice at Mania.
I mean,
fair.
Don't, but we're still entertained.
We're still entertained.
Yeah,
Anytime the Tribal
true.
Chief shows up, I'm still like, yo.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm not raising my one anymore. It's just more of like, all right, make me laugh, and then he doesn't. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go home. But I'm already home.
I will say the storyline has lacked a little bit since the whole Cody thing.
Of course.
But
not a little bit, a lot of it. I'll admit.
But that doesn't mean, I don't think that necessarily means it's bad. It just means it can't be. It's just like I said earlier, like that can't be this. Can't have the same shtick, night in, night out. So you gotta change it up. You gotta do a little bit like how MJF said there's people that have the MJF fatigue or whatever he called it. And I don't think people had Roman. Well, maybe a couple of years ago they had Roman fatigue, but not anywhere recently.
Yeah, no, because years ago he couldn't talk to save his life. He looked like trash.
Suffering
to
succotash.
me. Yeah, suffering succotash. Like, what the fuck was that? And it was just more of like he was just being stuffed in our faces because they wanted to label him as like the new John Cena, but he could never be John Cena.
That's because John Cena was still doing his John
Pretty
Cena
much.
stuff.
Yeah. And the next thing you know, it's like he takes a nice little break because of unforeseen circumstances, gets a new set of teeth, and comes back with a brand new attitude like a brand new motherfucker. And I'm just like, okay.
Got those veneers on.
Yeah,
He's
man,
an
he went to
animal,
Moneybag Yo's dentist. I will never get off of that hill. I'll die on it. They both have the same dentist. They probably know each other too.
Who?
Him and Moneybag Yo. The
Oh,
rapper.
yeah, okay.
Shout out him too. I gotta know
Yo,
who your
this
dentist is.
fucking podcast is crazy.
But yeah, no, I'm just like, yeah, after that, something really just clicked. Man's learned how to talk for himself. Man's got paired up with, quite frankly, the best manager in all of the history of professional wrestling. Then the story just built itself to where it is now.
Yeah.
Listen, you heard it here first. He was once Roman 2 belts. He's going to be Roman 2 matches in one night. I'm telling you.
He needs to. I'm like, you were wrestling more than what you are now. I'm like, yeah, you worked that out on your own to kind of make it more comfy for yourself. Good for you, but no, I need something else now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 39 of Legit Heat.
Sure has.
And Scotty, send them off.
Later, Gators.